Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You're back with Dak, and today we're playing some more, well, a final episode of Satisfactory on our experimental alternate Megabase series. Just what you wanted on the finale, to screw the title up. So we've started in here because we're doing the base tour today. As you can hear, the power is kicked up. I actually had to use my biomass burners, and I've overclocked all of them as well. So power may actually cut out unless all the factories start stalling out, but as you can see, I did up power quite a bit. Hopefully that's going to hold out while I give the tour. So yeah, and you've got to put up with the lag spikes. The large base seems to be screwing it up. It's something they need to fix because I've seen other people doing it. So to start the tour, obviously we might as well start at our biomass production, and the game is exceptionally laggy today. It wasn't the last time I came on it, but, well, not this laggy anyway. In fact, you know what? For the final episode, let's finally... I've already got the paint gun on me. Let's change these to my normal colours. So we've got red and black. And that'll lag the game even more. And edit black and red. Oh, it's getting choppy. It'll be okay in a second. It just needs to paint everything in the world. Didn't mean to unequip the beacons, but never mind. So yeah, biomass. This is one of the first things we made. Well, it's not one of the first things we made, but obviously biomass is where you start the game from, and we just built this as a redundancy. It's nice to see that it came in useful right at the end. It is absolutely shoveling through this, so we do need to be quick. As you can see, I did eat a fair bit of it. Over here we've got where we make the biomass. It's just whatever rate basically we needed. That's leaves, that's wood, that's carapace. I can easily upgrade that for other things. Where should we start? I think we should start on the other side. Oh, we might as well start at the marketplace, hadn't we? I know we've just started, but I'm all flustered. Here we have got the marketplace. As you can see, it's a fairly bog standard design. I have got some on this side that are not being used for anything because I did have other plans with them, but them plans then turned out to be not used. All of these are full. Absolutely all of them. I do need to be concerned about the fuel as well, because I have actually overclocked some of the fuel generators. These are the two that I actually intended for crystal oscillators and the Nobelisk, but I ended up getting them over this way. There should be just one factory that isn't full, and that will be supercomputers. Oh, it's not good that they're not full. Although I didn't ever actually let them run too quickly. As you can see, we've started stockpiling our supercomputers. So, yeah. We did set them up last episode. Admittedly, I did have to run off to go and try and get some more power. But, you know, we got the power in the end. I actually used all of these. Absolutely all of them, bar them two that you can see there. So, yeah, that's my marketplace, as I've been calling it. Nice radar tower. I know. They're everywhere. But yeah, let's get up onto our sky rail, as I've been calling it throughout the entire episode, and this is basically one of the two ways for me to get around my factory. We've got all of our iron smelting down there, an absolute shed load. I would recommend not designing things. Well, no, sorry. If you're going to do it, design it so that you've got a lane either side, rather than having single lanes and single lanes, because then you don't end up with that mess that I've got there. Admittedly, I could go through and fix this with elevators, but this bit we sorted before elevators came in, so I've just left it. I could actually make this look so much nicer with elevators, but never mind. Then we go on to, and in case you're just watching this as, you know, a one-off episode, I decided to mark off all the different places with little podiums in the middle so we know what's coming. This is our copper smelting. We are literally using this just to increase our Caterium ingot production. Nothing else. Copper is used for literally nothing else. That just goes underneath us to the underbelly, which we will get to. Then we come to our iron plates, as you can see. This is why I say don't do things in one long row. So then you've got to build gigantic structures on top of it. We'll get to that. It seems better if you have one either side of the output belt. It just works so much better. I now know that for future playthroughs, and also I will never spread machines out with a one gap in the middle. I could have got so much more on this base if I'd not done that. But again, It's something that I know for future playthroughs. Then we come to, again, steel pipes. Not steel pipes, I'm going to call everything wrong, just so you know. Iron pipes, again, 30 machines. That gives us one full line coming out, requires one full line going in. A lot of these factories are quite similar. Fail jump, well done. And then we get to screws. Now, another useful tip, don't ever bus screws. That is just a nightmare. Anybody that's ever played Factorio will want to kill me. I want to kill me as well for doing this sort of thing, because then that leads to this sort of thing, where you've got to make it step over absolutely everything. Don't think I'd have been able to have done that without clipping if we didn't get the elevator patch come through, but, you know, I've made it work, we've sorted it, and I will never do that one again. It's just awful. And I was actually told on one of my Reddit posts that you can actually get rid of screws completely if you get all the right alternate recipes, so that's something to think about for next time. Then we get to this lovely, another one that I wouldn't really, that I wouldn't really recommend belting ever, because we ended up needing an absolute shed load of the wire as well. As you can see, 2 floors worth. Each floor gives me 4 full Mark IV belts, and they get distributed into a variety of different things. You know, one's cable, one's the stitched reinforced plates or whatever they're called, can't remember. But I do like how the buildings turned out in the end. Let's have a quick nosy inside of them. Yeah, I know, it's gonna hurt. Oh, it's so laggy. I actually have no idea where I am. Oh, I'm face first into an elevator. That might be why. Can I just get across here, please? Yeah, it wasn't this framey the other day. It might be because I'm overclocking all the things. But yeah, I actually like how the factory's turned out. That is not supposed to be like that, but screw it. It will stay there now. So yeah, that's our wire production, and we get a nice jump back up. Every single one of my... what did I end up calling them? Production lines, whatever they are. They all end up having a jump pad underneath. And we get our first wire coming in here, because then we've got our 2 lanes of rubber coming out. They are both full Mark IV belts worth of rubber. Then we go into stitched iron plates, I believe they're called. Did I end up making a full belt of those? I think I want to say 75 or something like that. I can just go and check and do the maths, but it looks like about 10 machines, so we'll have 75 of those being produced per minute, but they're not actually used in anything. They were used in my oscillators and whatever over there for a little while, but they've stalled out now, so we're not actually using them for anything. Then we get 2 rotors. Again, don't ever do screws like this. It's an absolute just nightmare. It does work. It is fully efficient. I would show you, but again, it's stalled out. We've got a full Mark II storage chest of those, so don't really need any more of those. What have we got next? Steel beams. They didn't end up being used in a fat lot of anything, did they? I'm fairly sure we do use them in some... No, we don't. We don't use steel beams at all. They're literally to there, and that's it. Fair enough, though. But that will be 1 full Mark IV belts worth of those. Steel pipes, we ended up using a lot more. We've got 2 full Mark IV belts worth pumping out of here. And they go off to a variety of different things. And then we come to modular frames. A short little design. But that's mainly because I'm limited on the stitched iron plates, which, in retrospect, I could probably go back and increase now. But, you know, modular frames are only used in heavy modular frames, and I don't really need any more of those at the minute. So I kind of just left that one there. Now, one that I still don't know how to pronounce, it's either stators or status, but the stators, as I will call them, work here. They live here. I think at the time we were limited by the quick wire, not the steel pipes, so I could actually get more of these as well, but again, it's just a dead resource, so now that we've got a full Mark II chest of them, screw it, we won't get any more. Motors, similar sort of story. Everything comes in, and it's all stalled out. I know this base tour is getting fairly rapid, isn't it now? What have we got next? Encased industrial beams. Now, I have rebuilt these so many times. It's alright. Itchy arm. And I didn't want to move the microphone out of the way, so I'm just giving it a little bit of a hug. I built these several times. We do get 75 of these per minute, so more than 1 per second. Generally more than I can use them. Since I got this factory up and running, it's been the best goddamn section of the factory, in my opinion, because It just allows you to build Mark IV belts, so why the hell wouldn't it be? Right, we're actually getting to the sections now that are being used at the minute. And apparently I never moved that. So, circuit boards. They were moving a minute ago. They will be being used for computers. Admittedly, I might have overdone it just a touch. Why are you not producing? Oh, I guess you probably are producing. You've got a green light, so I don't see why you wouldn't be. I think this was actually the first thing that we built our second story of. I'm fairly sure it's the first production line that we built 2 stories. I'm a bit confused as to why they're not pumping through a little bit quicker. I'm fairly sure we'll find out further up. Heavy modular frames. One of the first big production lines that we did. And it did end up working out quite well. 22.496, I believe, is the actual number. If I have a quick look. Because we've got 8 of these machines, I think it is. Just 812, 22.496. To which I've just called it 22.5 because it's there about right. I think it was the encased industrial beams that were limited there, but I'd rather not use all of those up anyway, because obviously Mark IV belts and all that. I'm still fairly confused as to why the circuits aren't flowing properly. This is actually the end of the sky rail. I never got round to increasing it all the way to the end. Not that there's much further to go, we can walk the rest of the way, but here are the computers. Now, are these all working at 100% efficiency? They should be. 70%? Why is it 70%? What are you lacking? I'm looking at the wrong bit. It's 73. I don't get why it's 73%. It should be 100% because that's what I worked it out for. There we go. 100% efficiency. Apparently, it's just lying to me for a little bit. That one says 72. Fairly sure you're lying to me as well. Because it was quick wire that we were lacking. Fairly sure. Yeah, I'm sure the game's just lying to me. The quick wire does seem a bit slim, but it's like these have got enough in them to at least start the next process, and then they just fill up, fill up, fill up all the way down. This was one of the reasons I went up and upgraded my quick wire production later on. But these should all be 100%. The game's lying to you, believe me. Then what do we get onto, and how can I get a decent view of it? Ah, the AI controllers. This is why I ended up needing more quick wire. Yeah, these little machines are quite hungry for the quick wires, aren't they? How many did we end up making? I think you get 75 per minute. I want to say there's 12 machines here, but 75 per minute seemed like it was enough at the time. Wow. They are flowing quite rapidly. This is our high-speed connectors. I just want to get higher up, please. Jump. Yes. So, until these have actually filled the Mark II storage chest up, half are going to be going to my marketplace, and the rest of them are going to be going into the supercomputers. So it is a little bit of a problem. We've still not got the 100% efficiency on the supercomputers that I wanted. That's not good. Why has that dropped nearly 1,500? I think it's because I've overclocked some of the fuel. That might be bad. I might have to go and have a look. So long as it doesn't stall out, that's the thing. So yeah, our high-speed connectors aren't actually flowing at the 100% that I worked it out at yet. So our supercomputers won't be working as fast as possible. But as you can see, we're still getting a decent amount of them coming through. I'm not complaining. This one's 100% efficient, apparently. You're 100% efficient. 64%, so I assume they're just going to go down from here on out. 35. This is going to be next to nothing. 20. And 88%. Beautiful. Didn't expect the last one to be 88%. But this is all the supercomputers I can produce, which gives me a grand total of 11.25 per minute. They're not actually used for anything. Well, they are. They're used for the steamy doodahs. The geysers, I will go out and show off one of those in the tour. But, yeah. that's all that we can generally use them for at the minute. All research is unlocked. All of our building stuff is unlocked. We've got nothing else to do other than expand this factory more, but we're not. We're calling it quits for there. Right, so we've seen the actual workings of the base. Admittedly, the tour did speed up a little bit. Let's go downstairs and go and have a look at what I've been calling the underbelly. So this is just other resources like plastic, rubber and fuel that's coming this way. In fact, I can check fuel from over here. We also had Caterium coming up here. We've got our concrete being made. This is where resources just go up, basically. We can get up in between, well, we can get up to every single production line upstairs. Yeah, that fuel's not flowing efficiently. It should be backed up. It's because I overclocked some of them. But yeah, all resources from the underbelly go upstairs. Let's just have a run back towards our power now. Because I'm fairly sure I'm going to get a massive dip in power. In fact, I'll show off the production lines down here as we get past them. So, this is quick wire, which we did have to rebuild. It was a ridiculously long episode because it ended up taking me an hour and 20 minutes or something, 13 minutes. But we did end up with 12 lines of quick wire coming out here. It's quite ridiculous, really. 12. We've got one left over. And I'm fairly sure the limiting factor on supercomputers is computers, and I'm fairly sure I could plug another line of this into the quick wire computers, but no. There's the copper ingots coming in, and they mix with the Caterium ingots just to give us even more. Because originally I only had 4 lines of quick wire coming out, so yeah, tripling that was quite useful. What do we have over here? I believe we have got steel ingots, because they were being produced down here. It's just all like the grimy stuff was produced down here. That's what thought I had originally. So, yeah. Iron ingots over that side. They all get mixed in with the coal. And obviously, that gives us our steel. They are iron ingots, aren't they? Yes, they are. So, that is our steel production. Then over here, we've got our massive... I know, it's not really massive. Concrete production. I don't even know. This gives me 1 full Mark IV belt, I believe. So that'll be 450 per minute. Yes. That should be right, 'cause each one of these is 10 long, and that's 150, 150, 150. So yeah, 450. I've never run out of concrete. We've come close. Very close, but... And in case you're wondering what these lines are, these are what's running up to my market. Hello. That's the hole in the floor where the copper comes down. Yeah, these go up to the marketplace, and as you can see, these two right here aren't being used. Like I say, they were for crystal oscillators, but I never ended up doing it. Does that? You're not meant to be there. I was going to say, I got rid of all belt clipping. I really have no idea why that is going there either. There's got to be a foot somewhere for that one as well. Apparently I made a boo-boo at some point and really never spotted it. It looks like I've sorted it now. Yeah, that seems fixed to me. Oh, this is still stalling out a little bit. So I think power will be okay. Ooh dear. Yeah, I do think it will be okay. The only other thing is I turn all this backwards and funnel it out of our storage, but I'd rather not. This is where all of our resources come up. Yes, I have got the manhole covers on, as I've been calling them. We've got 3 lines of Caterium coming up that way to funnel all of our quick wire. And what's all this? This is all just limestone. And that comes, obviously, to make all of our concrete. So that's the grand tour of the underbelly. I know, riveting. Admittedly, elevators weren't around when I first made this. I did nick this, well... I say I nicked this design from Toxic Time Waster. As he said himself, it's not something he made. It's just how we used to get things up and down. And yeah, I thought it fit in this space quite well. That's why I did it. Please don't throw me off. Ugh. That coal's not running very well, is it? Why are you not running efficiently? It should give me a full belt. Oh, that's getting close. I bet you guys are starting to run out, aren't you? Maybe the bottom ones are. See, this was all set to run at 100% efficiency. I can only assume how many... I think there are 50 of these coal burners, whatever they're called. Coal generators down here. Maybe it's just because the other ones at the end are filling up. It does look like that. Please don't run out of power while I'm showing off my base for the final time. That... I don't know how long that will have been there, but anyway. So yeah, that's my coal power. I'd like to tell you how much it's actually generating for me, but off the top of the... well, 2,500? 50 times 50? Seems right to me. It's not much really, is it? Yeah. That's why we ended up getting the fuel plant over this way instead. I hope that tree's not going through everything. It looks like it's going through everything. I'm fairly sure I was meant to go and cut all those down. My bad. Come on, lag spikes. We know you've been encroaching on my game time for quite a while now. Screw you. But yeah, some of these have got power shards in. Not all. That's why I'm a bit worried about power. Because this was designed for as much fuel as we make, which off the top of my head, I'm not actually sure how much we make. We've got one full Mark IV line of oil going in, if that helps anybody work it out. But yeah, I've not got too long left before this all cuts out. So yeah, let's crack on with stuff. It's rare that I use that jump pad, so I had no idea where to jump them. As you can see, we've got outposts all underneath the base. Outposts are absolutely everywhere. I'm not going to go around and show you all those because generally you know what they are anyway. Let's go and have a look at oil next. I was going to actually run out to the furthest points of my base, but there's no point. They're literally just outposts. It's like I've got oil over this way somewhere, and iron and coal over that way, and then I've got oil over this way. We've got the radar towers out everywhere, but we don't really, we don't need to go and see them. Showing off the base is the main aim of this episode, and we've been round everywhere so far. So, yeah. Next, we'll go and have a look at... oh, we've not done the right side of the base. Well, I'm on my way to oil now, so... I know, right? I could just stop right now. Fly over the supercomputers. I really do hope I'm going to have enough fuel for this. I jumped off a little bit early, not going to lie. And yes, my personal bus does come all the way out here as well. So, the only one that has not got more than one floor is fuel. Just because I'm fairly sure we didn't need it. But it seems like I could actually do with even more oil to make even more fuel. What did I end up getting? 8 machines, but even then they don't all work out properly because it's not a nice ratio to work with. But yeah, that's fuel. This is our plastics tower. Again, I love how these buildings turned out. Nice and open, airy. Not too dark, even though we've not got any lights yet, but... yeah, I think it looks cool. Let me know what you guys think as well. Obviously, my opinion is biased. I did make it. Our way up the floors... and then we've got power just leaking into each side. Obviously, the left tower here is our rubber production, which this one got 2 floors sooner than this one did, because originally this was only one, well, the ground floor, and then it got 2 straight in one go. And yep, the walls are supported. They're not just flying, admittedly. It's only supported up until it needs to be, because that's not where there's meant to be a pillar, so it seemed to work towards my OCD needs anyway. And up we go to the top floor. We then get no walls anyway, so we can see what the upstairs actually looks like. Plastic, didn't end up really using this top floor. Could really use it for fuel, I guess, but it means taking the line out from over there, which I'd rather not do. Rubber, on the other hand, we're using all of it, I think. So that is 3 Mark IV lines of oil coming in, going into 3 full Mark IV lines of rubber, because these are an even split, aren't they? Yep, 30 for 30. So yeah, we're using 3 lines of oil. As you can see, that goes all the way out over yon. Well, actually, you can see it from over here. I never knew that. Let's get up even higher. In fact, couldn't I just jump to the radar from up here? It'll be close. I mean, I can get to the radar, yes, but I meant, like, actually up somewhere. That's not going to make it, is it? Nope. Right, save the fuel. We'll get up there properly and have a look. Because I died the first time I was trying to get up here, just in case you were wondering. If you didn't see the oil episode where I first built all of the oil thingy-bobby behind us, yep, I died. I was trying to get my screenshot on camera and fell. I didn't mean to use fuel there. Ooh! The floors on these are just too small. It terrifies me, and that's why I've not took the jetpack off yet. Right, that's quite a nice view. So yeah, I can show it you, even though we're not going all the way out here. This little slope you can see coming off there is Caterium. Well, one of the 3 Caterium veins that we've got. And then those 4 out there are oil. And obviously we've just got a radar in the middle. There are radars all the way, well, not all the way around the map, but most of the way around the map. What's that? That'll be our quartz coming in there, I believe. It's alright, the game's just froze. Give it a second. That's our quartz coming in there, and I believe that'd be coal and sulfur coming in over there. We'll go and have a very quick look in a moment. I've really not got much fuel left on me. It's fine. Yeah, this sort of view. No way. The power's just cut out. It's fine. It's fine. Not too fussed. It's the computer production. It's really not coping very well. I have got an actual fix for the power, but because I'm right at the end of the series, I really didn't want to have to go and do another massive build just to get it done. Because over here, I've got some more unused coal. I could get another coal line coming in, and that would be another 2,500. I was going to go and put all the steam geysers down everywhere, but it turns out the steam geysers are kind of pants, really. I know it's energy for free, but don't do that. You've got no power. That would have been fun. I would have died. I don't want to die in the last episode. It's not good. We can actually get across to our last section from over there. Yeah, there are still some crash sites that I've not explored. I could have got the map, the active map that's on the internet, and gone and found everything, but I generally got most of the alternate recipes that I wanted, so there wasn't much point. But yeah, let's just show off this last side, which was the new stuff in the patch. Well, the recent big patch anyway. Admittedly, we're starting off at the wrong end, but it's fine. We can work backwards, right? So what have we got being produced here? Oh, we go. I can take the jetpack off now, really. So this is our Nobelisk being produced. Just absolute genius move. 3 per minute. What did we end up getting? 30? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. 28? I'm sure we produced more than that per minute. Anyway, it's all full up and stalled out anyway, so it doesn't really make that much difference, does it now? Before that, we've obviously got black powder, steel, and beacons on the way in. There's all the beacons. It's nice to see that they all change colour while they're on the things as well. All a nice red colour. But beacons did take a while to do because the wire was being used for other things as well. So until... what was it being used for? It was being used for the oscillators because I need the stitched iron plates. Yeah, that was it. Oh, that was just stupid. So this is our black powder. Again, I could double this up, but it does mean going and getting another 2 sulfur deposits to make it work, I believe. Yeah. To get 1 per second, I needed 2 more sulfur deposits because I've already got the 2 closest to me, so yeah. We kind of just left that one off there. I've not really used any of the explosives anyway, so yep. They were worthwhile. Here we've got our crystal quartz. Quartz crystals even coming in. They are quartz crystals, aren't they? Yeah. Because these are the processed ones. And rubber and stitched iron plates. That makes all of our oscillators, so we could actually make the radars. Again, all stalled out. The machines are all stalled out. I wonder, can I flick power back on? I doubt I can. Maybe the biofuel generators just need more power in them. Can I reach you from here? Nearly. Why did I get so much more? Oh, it'd be because the fuel actually loaded up on the line. Fair enough, the base will continue to run for a little bit longer then. Not ideal by any means, but it'll do for what we need it for. So we've got 2 lines of the quartz coming in, and the 2 lines get converted into 1 full belt's worth of crystals. Obviously, 2 lots of that into 1 lot of that. It does work, trust me. I did do all the maths on camera. If you've not watched, feel free to go back and watch me. And also, I love being told where I've gone wrong, so feel free. But yeah, you can see all the roads coming out everywhere. We've generally colonised a lot of the a lot of the map. Not all of it, not by a long shot. I'm miles off most of the resources, because as you can see, I've generally only tapped this area. But if I'd have been clever and knew what I was doing, I would definitely have started more in the middle. Because if I could have got up there right in the beginning, I mean, I don't know where the iron nodes are in comparison to that, but it's like if I were to scrap this base now, I would start again right up there, right in the middle. Maybe have bases going off, well, different sections of the base going off in different directions, and it would be quite cool, but it's alright, the game's froze again. You know, that's just another idea for next time. But that's generally the base. Generally. We can get a nice view to finish off. And it's one of the few episodes that's actually been near enough on time. I will just quickly show the entrance to the base. Obviously the space elevator as well, because that had to be up here with us all the time. Now, this used to be an absolute nightmare to look at. I did spend a fair while, I believe it was a few hours, actually, ripping this to pieces and redesigning it, because I had loads of belt clipping everywhere. It could be more efficiently done. I have got 2 different sets of iron lines coming in. We've got these iron lines this side coming in with the coal to go and make steel, and then all the rest of the iron coming in to be iron ingots. There's another entrance up into the underbelly. And yeah, it generally ended up looking not quite so chaotic. I know you're looking thinking, what the hell are you on about? But there's no belt clipping. There's none. It all flows properly. It gets close, but there's no belt clipping. And then obviously we've got all of our roads, which did end up messier than I really wanted it to, but it gets things to where they need to be, and that's all that matters. And we've even got sulfur, I believe, going up this way. So yeah, we ended up using different ideas to get stuff into the base. Oh, alright then, coal as well. Different ideas to get stuff into the base. Really, I could have made this all loads easier and used elevators, but I'd done all that before elevators came out, so screw it. That's where we left it. So, the place that I would really like to finish this series off is where we get the best view of the entire base. Let me just work my way up there, because I did fail to mention this bit as I came across here, for the specific reason that I knew I wanted to finish here. I had to get on top of what I've been calling the poison arc, and it's the poison arc because underneath there's all them stupid plants that stand up that poison you. I found out the hard way about those when I fell down there between episodes. Yes, I'm aware there's Sam all down there because I had to go and get my goddamn corpse back from down there. It wasn't impressive, but since then it has been the poison arc for me, and I wanted to conquer it. We did, and this is where you get the best view of my base. We can also have a very quick look that way at one of the monstrous roads coming in from the east, apparently. But yeah, that's going to be it for this series. I have actually absolutely loved this game. I'm terrified. I'm just going to put the jetpack on 1 minute, because I don't want to fall. The game gets real laggy indeed. If I zoom out just enough, that's the entire base in one game. And yes, I am going to use that for the thumbnail. I know the space elevator's right in the way of the oil, but you can see it all right. Yeah, I've absolutely loved this game. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me. That is the entire base done. I know it's only 11 1/4 supercomputers per minute, so I guess you can't really call this a mega base, but for me, it is. And just to show you how many hours I've put into this one, if I just do a quick save now, because I'm very nearly done with this episode as well, we are at, come on, 139 hours, so 140 hours basically, minus the 5 minutes that are left. Took me 140 hours to do all this. I'm quite impressed with that, and that includes actually learning the game, because this series, even though it is 3 separate series, has been my first playthrough from the very first episode on our Let's Try Satisfactory series that was started way back when. I'm going to finish off on the Manta, because why not? Come on. Don't you dare. Beautiful. We can finish off just flying around. Yeah, so it has technically been all one playthrough, but I split it up into different series for different reasons, basically. One was when the game was actually released and it wasn't an alpha weekend. That was the second series, and the final series has been actually getting to the mega base part of it, and that was started when the recent patch came out. Well, it's not recent anymore, but the big patch where we got the elevators and stuff, because I needed them, and we get a nice cinematic view of the base as well to finish. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Please feel free to let me know where you think I could have improved. If you've seen most of the series, then you'll generally already know what my faults are, and that I've been told how to fix them more often than not. Any ideas for another series are greatly welcomed, but generally I've got an idea of what I want to do. Don't worry, we're not doing another Satisfactory Let's Play straight after this one. We're having a break. It's Subnautica Sub-Zero that's coming up next, in case you wanted to know or didn't know already. This will be interesting. Do you actually dip under this and then go over my coal? Oh, its wing just goes through. Fair enough. And then you get a face full of smog. Sorry about that. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. We're definitely coming back to it at some point. I really, really have enjoyed it. Lots more plans for next time. Now that we've got the knowledge, we can build better than this. It's quite the big base, really, but it's not. I've seen much better designs, but this is my design. We've got a Megabus base. Megabus Megabase. Huh. Either way, that is going to be it for this episode and this series. So, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you very much for the support during this learning curve, we'll call it. It's all been greatly appreciated. So, as I've said, thank you very much to everybody that supported me during this playthrough. If you've enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, also subscribe, and I do appreciate the comments and the feedback. If it's just insults, I'm not going to be impressed. If you can make it constructive, that would be brilliant. Either way, that's it for this series. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.